For millennia, they were just whispers in the cosmos, a forgotten myth whispered by ancient alien scholars poring over dusty star charts. They spoke of a species known as humans, a cautionary tale for young civilizations. In the Grand Council halls, the elders dismissed these stories as mere superstition, legends of a warlike race long extinct. But legends, they would soon learn, have a way of returning. Across a tranquil star system, the peace was shattered. Strange, incoming warp signals disrupted the predictable rhythm of space. At first, they were faint anomalies on the long-range sensors, but then the signals grew stronger. A silhouette began to emerge from the shimmering veil of hyperspace, impossibly massive, impossibly real. Alien fleet commanders watched, frozen, as not one, but hundreds of human ships materialized from nothingness. A colossal flagship, its hull reflecting the nebula's light, broke through a shimmering wormhole, leading the charge. The human armada formed a perfect, terrifying battle formation across the stars. Alien probes, sent to investigate, were vaporized before they even got close. A glowing human super-dreadnought, its size dwarfing entire alien fleets, took its position at the center. Panic erupted in alien war rooms. The transponder codes were archaic but unmistakable. They matched symbols from the ancient war myths. Legends of the Earthborn. Suddenly stealth destroyers decloaked in perfect silence around the alien homeworld. Human carriers began to deploy wave after wave of unmanned fighters, a swarm of steel and light. The sky, once familiar, began to fill with the unfamiliar silhouettes of human starcraft. For the first time in millennia, humanity broadcast its voice across the void. It wasn't a declaration of war, but a calm, AI-generated warning projected as a massive hologram across space. As alien fleets scrambled, their radars were overwhelmed by war signatures they couldn't comprehend. Their defense satellites failed, their frequencies jammed. They couldn't lock onto the hyper-evasive human vessels that sliced through asteroid fields with effortless grace. Human mechanized boarding pods launched in synchronized precision, while on the planets below, enormous bipedal war mechs descended from the heavens. Alien priests fell to their knees, realizing the prophecy of the returners was coming true. The human armada had formed a wall of steel across the starfield, their blue plasma engines illuminating the darkness of deep space. Alien commanders were paralyzed. They watched as the human fleet disabled their entire armada with non-lethal quantum pulses, their planetary shields flickering and failing. A human holographic emissary appeared on their command bridges, its message simple and direct. Their science councils were stunned, their biology labs matched the DNA to ancient. Forbidden samples and their military strategists were overwhelmed by tactics that defied physics. Humans hadn't just survived. They had evolved far beyond anything the galaxy could have imagined. The human command ship's main cannon began to charge, a swirling storm of energy visible through its armor. But it never fired. The display of power was enough. Alien governments collapsed, their leaders resigned, and their soldiers surrendered as the myth became an undeniable, terrifying reality. The human fleet, powered by what looked like artificial stars at their cores, had seized control of the battlespace without firing a single lethal shot. They had returned not for vengeance, but for order. The Armada reformed into a colossal spearhead, pointing not at the capital, but toward the unknown darkness beyond the galaxy's edge. As suddenly as they arrived, the human ships began to disappear, one by one, tearing open space with FTL jumps that left ripples in the fabric of reality. They left behind a galaxy in awe and a legend reborn. Humanity was no longer a myth. They were the silent guardians, the returned masters of the void. Their power now an undeniable truth written across the stars. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this cosmic tale, be sure to like, subscribe, and follow for more stories from the great unknown.